Alright, either computer or YouTube is having, either my computer, which is probably the case, or YouTube is having problems um, with, for whatever reason, previewing long videos. Hopefully this works a little better. Hello everybody, Jonathan Mosette here with you on behalf of JM Sports 100 on YouTube and jmsports.org. And instead of doing the normal complete 15-minute recap per game, per preview per game, I'm just going to do a quick synopsis, hopefully make this a one video deal for my picks for today. We start things off in Buffalo for the Jets and Bills. Bills come in 0-3. Jets are 2-1. Jets definitely the better team. However, one thing about the Buffalo Bills, they went into New England, they went into Foxborough, and they put up 30 points on the New England Patriots. That is definitely something impressive. You don't normally do that. You don't normally go into Foxborough and put up 30 points on the Patriots, only lose 38-30, especially when in the first two games of the year, the Buffalo Bills only scored 12 points total. And so, you don't do that. So that was impressive, and I think that the Bills are going to win some games. I think they're slowly starting to turn the corner, starting to get over the hump. However, I think the Jets win the game. They play better football, and I think the Jets win the game somewhat comfortably, I do have to say. Next up, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns. AFC North battle taking place. Bengals look not great. They are 2-1. Don't let the record deceive you. Okay, they did beat the Ravens, but they also beat the Carolina Panthers last week, with a rookie quarterback after being, excuse me, annihilated by the Patriots in Week 1. Bengals don't look good. Carson Palmer looks off partially because Chad Ochocinco doesn't go to the workouts in the off season, and T.O. was a late pick, and the other two receivers are Shipley and Gresham, and two rookie receivers. Timing off, not good. Cleveland, don't let their record deceive you. They're playing better football than the 0-3 record shows. They have barely lost any. They've been in close games throughout the first 3 weeks, including holding up pretty well against the Baltimore Ravens last week and only losing by 7. I think it's a close game in Cincinnati. Surprisingly, in Cleveland rather. I'm going with the upset. I think the Browns will beat the Bengals at home to get their first win of the year. Next up, we have Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers 3-0. Best defense in the league. Not the best team, but I think the best defense. The Ravens, not a bad team. They're a little bit shaky at times, but they are the second best team in the AFC North, next to the Steelers. Big Ben Roethlisberger comes back in 2 weeks because the Steelers have a bye week next week, and when they come back, I think then the Steelers could possibly contend with the Colts to be the best team in the league, in my opinion. But I think Charlie Batch is going to get roughed up by the Ravens defense today. I've got the Ravens beating the Steelers. Alright, next up we have the Denver Broncos, Tennessee Titans. Denver Broncos, big disappointment. Josh McDaniels, his seat's got to start to be getting a little warm. One would have to believe. I believe the Broncos are 1-2. Yes, the Broncos will be 1-2. So the Broncos on a hot seat. Josh McDaniels probably on a little bit of a hot seat. After starting out 8-0 last year in his rookie campaign, they finished 8-8, missed the playoffs. Now 1-2 here. Broncos not looking that great. Tennessee Titans not looking superb. Looking okay, not looking superb. Yes, they beat the Giants last week, but the Giants do have some work to do. Eli Manning has some work to do. I do say the Titans win. I think the Broncos lose another one, and the seat continues to get even hotter for Josh McDaniels. Next up, we've got the Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers. The Lions are so close to winning a game. They lost by 14 to Minnesota last week, yeah. But they're close to winning a football game. Trust me. Are they going to do it this week? No, I don't think so. The Packers should beat the Bears last week. The Packers should still be undefeated, but when you commit as many penalties as the Packers did, you're not going to win a football game. I think the Packers come out. I think the Packers play hard. I think the Lions play hard. I think it's a good game. I don't think it's anywhere near a blowout. I know the spread is pretty high. I don't think the Packers are going to cover the spread. I do think they win in the long run, but I don't think the Packers cover the ridiculously high spread. I think it's going to be a good game like always. It's not cold in Lambeau yet, so the Lions don't have to worry about that. But like I said, I think Packers win. San Francisco and Atlanta. San Francisco, bad. Mike Singletary, more than likely, definitely on the hot seat. Atlanta looks good. I didn't quite know how they were going to look after they looked against Pittsburgh in week 1, but Pittsburgh, that just shows how good of a defense they have. Atlanta comes in 2-1. I think they go 3-1, and I think Atlanta easily handles the San Francisco 49ers this weekend. Mike Singletary's seat continues to get hotter. It's weird about San Francisco. They got blown out by Seattle after it looked like that they were going to manhandle them in week 1. Then they turn around, they almost beat the Saints. And then last week, they get annihilated by the Kansas City Chiefs, who, yes, are undefeated. They're off this week. So San Francisco 49ers, you just never know what you're going to get. But I can just about tell you that it's not going to be good, nonetheless, for the San Francisco 49ers this weekend. Alright, next up, we've got Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, NFC South battle. Carolina Panthers not looking good. Jimmy Clausen not looking good. Still obviously going through his growing pains. It's only going to be his second start. This is a bad place to make your second career start, the Louisiana Superdome. Saints defense is too good. Breeze is a little bit banged up, but I don't think that's going to stop him from having a monster game. I think that the Saints run all over. Not necessarily run, but I think they beat on the Carolina Panthers pretty good today. Next up, we've got the Seattle Seahawks, St. Louis Rams. Rams looked good last week against the Redskins. Sam Bradford is easily, pretty quickly getting through his growing pains and things. Seahawks, a surprising team, 2-1. Not necessarily buying them. I'm not buying them as an extremely good football team right now. I think this is a good, tight game. It's an NFC West battle. Who would have thought the Rams would be in the NFC West battle, in the NFC West hunt right now? I think the Seahawks win, but I think it'll be a good game. Nowhere near a blowout. I think it'll be a close one. Alright, next up we have the Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars. Indianapolis is my lock of the week. Indianapolis, in my mind, best team in the league right now. Peyton Manning is back at it again. Indianapolis, Jacksonville. These games are always good. They're always close. They've been really close. 7 points or less, I believe, since 2007 has separated these games. So, wow. Always tight, but I think Indy comes through in the end. Don't like the way Jacksonville looks. Jack Del Rio's seat, very, very hot. Houston Texans, Oakland Raiders. Houston, I'm not buying them. I was, but something just clicked in my mind that something doesn't seem right there, and I think that Houston is going to struggle today against the Raiders. I think the Raiders are a lot like a few other teams in the league, better than their record shows. And a lot of people are calling for the upset, including me. I've got the Raiders beating the Texans today in the black hole. Next game that we have is the Washington Redskins, Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, Donovan McNabb going back to Philadelphia. He is going to get a warm reception in the beginning, but I think once the game starts, all that warm reception is off. He is going to get booed. I think Donovan McNabb are going to have a big game. The Redskins a little bit embarrassed by losing to the Rams last week. Eagles manhandled the Eagles the Eagles did win last week. I believe they played the Jaguars, manhandled them. Michael Vick is going to once again be a key factor in the game, and it's going to depend whether or not he can run all over the Redskins. Is it possible he can run over the Redskins? Yeah. Do I think the Eagles prevail in the end? No. I've got the Redskins beating the Eagles and Donovan McNabb getting his first win again of his career against the Philadelphia Eagles. Arizona Cardinals, San Diego Chargers. This one has ugly written all over it. Arizona bad. They did win last week. San Diego good, but not going to be happy because of what they gave up last week in Seattle, including two kickoff returns for touchdowns by Leon Washington. Arizona has to make a tough trip out to San Diego. I think San Diego manhandles Arizona today. Chicago Bears, New York Giants, Sunday Night Football. Not buying the Bears anymore. Just not doing it for whatever reason. I don't think that the Bears are going to melt, and I think the melt starts today. The Giants get back on track. I think Giants haven't looked good, but I think they get back on track. Monday Night Football tomorrow night. New England Patriots, Miami Dolphins. Good game, high scoring game, and an AFC. That'll be an AFC battle, an AFC East battle, and it'll be a good one. It'll be a high scoring game. Chad Henne looks good. Of course, Tom Brady always looks good. High scoring game. In the end, I've got the Patriots. So let's get ready to enjoy some football today. Hopefully the video publishes this time, and enjoy your Sunday. I will be back. I'm gonna hope to get this stuff figured out. I will be back a little bit later on tonight with recaps of today's NFL action. And until then, for JM Sports 100 on YouTube and jmsports.org, I am JM Sports Jonathan Mosat.